Good morning and welcome back. So right now you guys know they're kind of recounting the elections, going through appeals, and while they're doing that in the background, obviously Sauter won the preliminary elections, but he also won the elections last year. So what Sauter's doing right now is he's partnering with other groups and coalitions right now to basically start forming his government. That way, they told us they would announce the election results around the end of the month. And when they go to announce the results through the court, that Sauter will probably have a good portion of his positions of the government already established, so he can form the government maybe a little bit quicker. So that's the status on the elections. All right, central bank strategy for 2021 and 23, an approach to monetary and financial reform. The Central Bank of Iraq launched its strategy for the years of 21 to 23 in conjunction with the economic and financial reform strategy adoption by the government in the white paper. The new strategy has drawn a roadmap with clear objectives and policies for the next 3 years in a special complex and risky economic financial situation, and the challenges at the level of internal and external economic financial relations. What concerns us as specialists in economic, financial, and banking affairs is what are the new mechanisms and policies adopted by the central bank in monetary policy and banking reform in accordance with the approach of fundamental change desired for a national economy contained in the white paper. Do you guys see that right there? They're straight up telling you banking reform in accordance with the approach of fundamental change desired for the national economy contained in the white paper. And do you see how after they finish the elections, this is the next thing they're telling you? Okay, so they're almost suggesting that this is the next step of the reforms now that Iraq is fulfilling the central bank's obligations of removing corruption and achieving political stability. Now the kind of the financial reform portion of the reforms coming forward, guys. This is a very important. And the second strategy, which constitutes the banking sector link, the first basic in the economy and the implementer of monetary policy applications. The strategy of the central bank set the main objectives at 15 objectives and the subsidiary objectives by 75 objectives and charted the way for banking reform in accordance with the following strategy objectives: supporting and achieving monetary and financial stability, enhancing and strengthening the banking sector and financial institutions, enhancing digital transformation of the central bank and banking sector, developing the organizations, structure, and human resources of the central bank, activating and integrating the internal and external relations of the central bank. Since these strategic goals have been set for a period of 3 years to achieve the main subsidiary goals, which emphasize the protection of the financial system, the strengthening of the financial inclusion, the management of monetary and financial stability, the development of control and supervision, the development of regulating the banking sector, and the completion of the development of the monetary structure in the central bank and its branches in accordance with the work of frameworks and techniques authorized in central banks, development of human resources, development of banking operations, strengthening of banking's internal and external relations, and its representation locally and internationally through the analysis of mechanisms and action points to achieve the above goals. We note the strategy identified the planning team, the implementation of mechanisms, responsibility, as well as clear priorities for achieving reform. Certainly, these priorities were diagnosed in the light of the challenges they face. Monetary policy and the banking sector, due to the suffocating economic financial crisis that Iraq has suffered for subjective and objective reasons, which can be diagnosed as follows: work to achieve the objectives of the monetary policy, the most important of which is the stability of the exchange rate, the preservation of purchasing power of the Iraq dinar, and the inflation rate, and the building of foreign cash reserve. Work to restore the confidence of citizens and customers in the Iraqi banking sector. Work to increase the percentage of savings for the monetary mass and circulation in banks to the percentage of hoarding outside banks where the percentage of savings in the bank sector does not exceed 20% and the percentage of hoarding is up to 80%, increasing the percentage of financial inclusion and the delivery of the banking services to the widest spread of geographical area at the level of governance and districts aspects as the increase in banking density in this direction. The need to complete structural and technical foundations of proactive control, activate, and reconsider the development of work mechanisms in the deposit insurance company, reconsidering the laws of the legislative environment that regulate banking work, reviewing and elevating the results of banks' business and reclassifying them by accredited international companies, and to identify weak banks that need the intervention of the Central Bank of Iraq to rehabilitate them, restore their activity, and protect them from bankruptcy, demanding government support in accordance with the previous decisions and instructions issued by the Council of Ministers, Economic Affairs Committee, and the Ministerial Council for the Economy, strengthening and activating the central bank's lending and financial initiatives for small, medium, housing, large projects in a way that contributes to stimulating the economy, revitalizing the economic cycle, and diversifying the resources of the public budget, developing the organizational, technical, and administrative structure of the Central Bank of Iraq and government and private banks while emphasizing the principles of governance and determining the owner's intervention in the bank's executive departments. Therefore, for the purpose of applying the banking reform approach according to what was stated in the strategy, according to an insight into the priorities and challenges that the Iraqi banking sector suffers from, the central bank made exceptional efforts during the year of 21 and many goals were achieved from the main subsidiary goals, and it is trying to complete the achievement of goals in 2023, which is the last year of the strategy. Therefore, the strategy of the central bank has proven that it established, planned, and identified advanced steps on the path of the systematic application of the desired banking reform. Mazar Salah, improving government spending capabilities without financial hardship. Mazar Mohammed Salah confirmed on Thursday, October 14th, that Iraq was able to improve the capabilities of aggregate demand of government spending without financial hardship. Iraq was able to improve the capabilities of aggregate demand of government spending in particular without financial hardship, and it is one of the convenient indicators in moving the machine of economic activity addressing problems of decline towards economic stagnation. He pointed out that the development of the government spending in the year of 21 was positively reflected in the degree GDP growth itself to touch slightly less than after the same growth index recorded a negative deterioration in 2020, reaching more than minus 9.5. In the opinion of the financial advisor, these economic indicators indicate the unemployed sectors in the labor production market are in better operational position as actual unemployment decreased from approximately 23% to 14%. Salah pointed out that the continuation of stability in the Iraqi economy is a sustainable manner in the next year of 22. The aspiration will be towards achieving levels of growth in the gross domestic product which may exceed the annual population growth level, which currently stands at 2.6% due to the development of investment spending. At the same time, he expected the growth level to reach 4% or more. Salah explained that these positive indicators mean that there is a decrease in unemployment levels and an increase in investment spending, both governmental and private, which can achieve higher levels of economic growth of our country. And the World Bank announced last week that the gross domestic product in Iraq grew by 9% on an annual basis in the first half of 21. And just so you guys know, some gurus actually claim out that this information was posted on the central bank's website. This is basically the information about the central bank implementing new foreign policy exchange rules starting October 19th. There was a few gurus that actually came out saying that this October 17th new foreign currency exchanging policy is also the date of the rate change. I don't know if you guys, some of you may have saw that. So let's look at it. Again, all this is just foreign currency exchange policies to prevent money laundering, nothing more. and they're just new policies and banking instructions per the CBI. Financial advisor to the Prime Minister confirmed that the new instructions of the central bank regarding the selling of foreign currency are part of a plan to combat money laundering. The new instructions of the central bank regarding selling foreign currency came in the framework of combating money laundering by increasing procedures for checking and disposing of foreign currency, noting a lot of is being said about the foreign currency auction and the money that it comes out of it. The central bank is keen on the foreign currency to go to a beneficiary that serves the Iraqi economy through high governance, transparency, noting that there is no fear of these instructions as long as the transactions are sound and clean. He added, the existing foreign currency reserves are high and there is no problem in meeting the demand through the auction, indicating these procedures in checking the currency's disposal is a measure to address illegal operations and as part of national security. Salas stressed that there is no fear of the central bank's measures as long as this currency is going in the right way. Some exchange offices expressed for fear over the rise of the dollar exchange rate following the new strict instructions of the central bank to sell foreign currency through its daily auction, which will be implemented on October 17th. It is noteworthy that the central bank issued on September 26 new instructions for the sale and purchase of foreign currency to authorized banks, mediation companies, indicating that the goal behind this is to maintain the stability of the foreign currency exchange rates and adhere to the requirements of anti-money laundering and terrorist financing law. So there you guys go. There's some interesting banking and economic information out of Iraq. That is it for our morning news. We'll have more news for you later this evening. Take care, guys, and have a great day.